There are truths so corrosive, so viciously suppressed, that most men will live and die without ever hearing them. Not because they are untrue but because they are unbearable. This is one of them. Female desire is not logical. It is not moral. It is not democratic. It is older, darker, written in codes carved into bone long before civilization. And if you do not understand these codes, you will rot in the same cage as every other obedient fool, giving everything, receiving nothing. But there is a map. A forbidden architecture. 5 rules. 5 brutal keys that unlock what she will never confess, but always reveals through silence, through instinct, through trembling reaction. These rules were not invented by men with soft hands writing blog posts. They were uncovered by men who dared to stare directly into the abyss of desire, men like Freud. Yes, Freud. The father of psychoanalysis, who uncovered what still terrifies society, that what women call symptoms were not illnesses, but eruptions of suppressed lust, clawing to escape the mask of civility. Freud's private notes revealed the filthiest truth: people do not want what they say they want. They are magnetized to what disturbs them, to what strips them of control, to what makes them feel frighteningly alive. And today, you will see 3 of these rules. But know this: without Rule 4, the rest collapse like a weak spine. It is the razor edge that separates the man she tolerates from the man she cannot forget. If you are ready to rip out the script society shoved down your throat, write one word in the comments: leadership. Because only the man who commands himself can command the storm of her desire. Now listen closely. Rule 1: no is not always a wall. It is sometimes the door. I know that sounds dangerous, offensive, forbidden. And it is. That's why no one dares admit it. You are trapped in the public narrative, not in the private reality where her body writes in a language her mouth will never speak. Freud saw it in the case of Dora, the 18-year-old girl who accused a man of making advances. What shook her was not his touch. It was that he stopped. He withdrew. He abandoned her in the peak of tension. What tormented her wasn't violation, it was interruption. This was Freud's devastating discovery: rejection itself can become erotic. Women do not dream of gentle symmetry. They fantasize about being consumed, overwhelmed, dissolved. Not because they want harm but because letting go only happens on the edge of uncertainty. So understand this: sometimes, no is not a barricade. It is an invitation. A test. A fire she dares you to walk through. Yes, the modern script says, no must mean no, and in law, it should. But desire is not governed by law. Desire blooms in friction, not peace. It thrives in psychological war, not harmony. If you make yourself harmless just to avoid discomfort, you don't only castrate yourself, you suffocate her desire for you. Rule 2: desire is not justice. It is intensity. You think being good will win her. Kind, attentive, polite, respectful, always listening, always validating, always safe. That's why you rot in the friend zone, a perfect man to her mind, but invisible to her body. Because desire does not care about fairness. It is not a courtroom. It is a battlefield. Her body does not throb for equality. It burns for disruption, for chaos, for the unpredictable strike. Freud called it the paradox of pleasure: the more peaceful the bond, the quicker desire dies. That is why so many women leave with the same line: you're perfect, but I don't feel anything. Of course she doesn't. You gave her everything she asked for, and in doing so, you erased the one thing that drives her body insane: tension. Mystery. The shadow. She may love your tenderness, but her fantasies are of danger. She may praise your kindness, but she dreams of the man she cannot predict, the man who disarms her without apology. If you cannot embody both light and darkness, she will never burn for you. Rule 3. She does not want what she says. She wants what breaks her mask. Why do women binge on stories of mafia kings, cruel gods, merciless lovers? Why do they pay for the content of men who are distant, cold, and untouchable? Why do they fall for authoritarian leaders over the nice, democratic ones? Because there is a brutal dissonance between public speech and biological reality. Her words are propaganda. Her body is the revolution. Kinsey's research decades later confirmed it. Women's bodies responded more intensely to fantasies of domination than to polite romance. He buried the truth, because it terrified him and because the world wasn't ready. But look around you. The sensitive man is her stated preference. The distant, magnetic, dangerous man is the one she obsesses over. This isn't madness. This is desire. You can waste your life listening to what she says. Or you can wake up and read what her choices scream louder than words. Rule 4. Scarcity creates desire. Presence kills it. Here lies the rule that separates predators from pets. The rule that most good men never learn. You think being always available makes her value you. You think constant presence earns her devotion. You think sacrificing yourself makes you irresistible. Wrong. That logic applies to affection, not attraction. Desire does not respect abundance. It worships rarity. When she knows exactly what you'll say, where you'll be, how you'll react, her mind switches off. Predictability suffocates intrigue. Certainty kills polarity. Freud saw it. Desire feeds on absence. On mystery. On questions that gnaw. If you are always there, she stops looking. If you are always giving, she stops craving. If you are always safe, she stops trembling. Scarcity is the blade. Without it, you are already dead. Rule 5. Never give her the throne. Listen carefully. You can understand the mysteries of tension, scarcity, intensity, ambiguity, but if you betray this final law, you will watch all of it collapse in front of you. Rule 5 is brutal. It is merciless. But it is the iron law that separates the men women secretly fantasize about, from the men they publicly praise but privately despise. Never give her the throne. What does that mean? It means this: the moment you hand her full control, the game dies. The instant she feels she governs you, your emotions, your decisions, your movements, your frame, her desire rots. She may still love you. She may still admire you. She may still respect you as a provider, a father, a partner. But she will never desire you again. Why? Because desire requires polarity. It is predator and prey. It is pursuer and pursued. It is throne and challenger. The second you kneel, the crown falls off your head and it never returns. Civilization tells you the opposite. It tells you to let her lead. To listen more than you speak. To sacrifice. To serve. And yes, in society, in politics, in family life, those rules may keep peace. But in the underground economy of desire, those rules are poison. The female psyche does not ache for a servant. It aches for a king. Not a tyrant who controls out of weakness. Not a coward who hides behind aggression. A king. A man who carries his own weight so heavily that when she tests him, and she will test you, endlessly, he does not bend, he does not break, he does not whimper for her approval. This is why women throw away men who worship them. This is why the man who treats her like a goddess often dies in her arms as a brother, not as a lover. Because in the hidden theater of her unconscious, she does not want to be goddess. She wants to be conquered by one. Do you understand how savage that is? Do you understand how much it contradicts the soft lies of modern culture? Society tells her she wants equality. Her body whispers she wants a throne stronger than hers, one she cannot topple no matter how hard she pushes. And here is the razor: if you let her sit in that throne, she will resent you. Not today. Not tomorrow. But slowly, inevitably. Because deep down, she will know the truth she cannot say out loud: you are not the one she can surrender to. So burn this into your skull: never give her the throne. Lead. Command. Decide. Carry the weight. Not because you are cruel, but because if you collapse into obedience, you starve her most primal hunger, the hunger for a man who is untouchable, immovable, unshakable. This is not about ego. This is not about abuse. This is not about domination for its own sake. It is about polarity. About the eternal tension between masculine and feminine. About the fact that desire is not born in balance. Desire is born in fire. Now you see the 5 rules. 1. No is not always no. Sometimes it is an invitation, a test, a door. 2. Desire is not justice. It is intensity, danger, disruption. 3. She does not want what she says. She wants what disarms her, what breaks the mask. 4. Scarcity creates desire. Constant presence kills it. 5. Never give her the throne. Keep the crown, or watch her desire for you turn to ash. Understand this: these rules are not written in books. They are written in blood, in the ancient biology of desire that no ideology can erase. And here is the final truth: if you live by these rules, you will disturb people. You will be attacked, insulted, accused. Because nothing threatens the modern narrative more than a man who refuses to neuter himself. But those who dare to carry this knowledge become the rarest kind of man. The man who is not just loved, but desired. Not just chosen, but craved. The man who stands in the storm of tests, of rejections, of silence, and does not flinch. That man is a leader. That man is fire. That man is remembered. So the question is simple: will you bury this knowledge and stay like every other obedient man, invisible to her desire? Or will you wield it, sharpen it, and become the kind of man she can never forget? So now you've seen it. The 5 laws that rip apart the lies you've been fed since childhood. The 5 rules that expose why women drift from men who do everything right, and obsess over the ones who refuse to play by the script. And here's the truth you cannot run from: most men will never use this knowledge. They'll nod, they'll agree, they'll even feel the fire stir inside them, and then they'll crawl back into obedience, back into begging, back into silence. They will choose weakness. They will keep handing women the throne. They will keep showing up every hour, every day, like obedient pets. They will keep treating desire like a moral classroom, instead of the battlefield it really is. And those men will die forgotten, thanked, respected, even loved. but never desired. But a few of you, a rare few, will not turn away. You will see these laws for what they are, not advice, not suggestion, but a brutal map carved into human nature. You will sharpen yourself against them until you are no longer soft, no longer invisible, no longer begging. You will carry the crown without asking permission. You will learn to hold mystery, not apology. You will stop listening to her words and start reading her reactions. You will cut the chains of fairness and embody intensity. You will stop drowning her in your presence and let her thirst for your absence. And above all, you will never give her the throne. Because the man who leads himself does not need to be chosen. He is inevitable. And when she feels that inevitability, when she looks into your eyes and sees that you cannot be broken, that you will not beg, that you do not kneel, she will do the one thing no woman admits but every woman craves: she will surrender. The choice is yours. Stay soft, stay forgettable, stay safe, and watch her desire bleed out in front of you. Or sharpen yourself into the man who cannot be ignored. The man who commands desire by existing as fire itself. Most will run. Most will fear this knowledge. But you, if you've listened this far, you are not most men. You are the edge. You are the storm. You are the man she cannot silence, cannot tame, cannot escape. So write the word leadership below. Because when you claim it, you are no longer just hearing the truth. You are living it.